In this chapter, which is the four, we read about the industry. We not going read about line by line, but important point which is crucial for us to know, which we know. First one is secondary activities. We read here earlier that secondary activity is related to the manufacturing. Actually, it does not only related to manufacturing but also the change of raw material into the final goods on the finished goods. And when raw material in change into finished good, it have the more value because it converted raw material in the finished good through the process which make them valuable, and this process happen in the industry. So industry refer to an economical activity that is concerned with the production of the goods, extraction of the minerals, or the provision of the services. Thus we have iron and steel industry, production of the goods, coal mining industry, extraction of the coal, and tourism industry, service provider. So industry is not only for the economic activity that is the production of good, but also the provision of the services. Then we see the classification of industry on the basis of raw material size and ownership in the next page, which is the raw material size and the ownership. So in this page, we the secondary activity manufacturing or the add more value to the value. This is the important keyword. In this page, we know about the raw material. Raw material on the basis of the raw material is divided into agro waste, mineral waste, and the marine waste, and the forest waste. Agro waste, which is equal to the agriculture goods, and the mineral waste industry include that is the iron ore is a product of the mineral waste. And third one is the marine waste industry, which is the related to the fish. And the fourth one is the forest waste industry, which is include paper, pharmaceutical, furniture, and the building etc. And the next basis on the basis of the size, it divided small size and the largest scale industry. Small size, there is a capital less, technology less. Otherwise on the large capital, investment of the capital is higher and technology used in the superior. The large scale industry, silk, weaving, and food processing industry are small scale industry. Production of the automobiles and heavy machinery are the largest scale industry. Then on the basis of the ownership, it also divided into the private sector, state ownership sector, and the joint sector. Private sector and industry are owned and operated by individual or the group of individual. The public sector industry are owned by the government such as Hindustan Aeronautical Limited etc. These are the types of the industry, which is also joint sector industry, cooperative sector, which is a example Anand Milk Union Limited, Amul, and the Sura Dairy. And the next one is a factor affecting location of the industry. So these are the factors. So assume this is a factory, and the important factor which are the raw material which is needed for the industry for the manufacturing, labor also needed, capital, market, transport, land, and the power. These are the needed for the industry. Next one is a industrial system. What is the industry? We know the industry that is a process where the manufacturing goods, raw material into finished product, and it includes the system which include input, output. Raw material are the input, labor cost, transport, power, and the other infrastructure. And the many processes is passed like manufacturing, and the output is the final product. Example, if you are in the textile industry, then cotton, human labor, factory and transport cost, it is input, and the process include getting, spinning, weaving, dyeing, and the printing, and the output is sort of the wear. This is the common example which you understand the industrial system. And next is industrialism. Industrialism where the industry set up and where these manufacturing goods are the made. Major industrial region of the world are the Eastern America, Western and the Central Europe, East Europe, and the Central Asia. You may see on the figure which is given on the next page. You see the map. This is the Central North America, and where the region of the black dotted is the industrial region. India has also industrial region like the Mumbai, Pune cluster, Bangalore, Tamil Nadu, Hooghly region, Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Chota Nagpur industrial belt, Visakhapatnam, Guntur belt, Gurgaon, Delhi Meerut region, and the Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram industrial cluster, or are the classified as the world industrial regions. Then this is the case study which you read, in which we read about the hazardous material in the industry. So it is a responsible. So we require a skilled work in the industry which manage the hazardous material. Distribution of a major industry. Major industry include iron steel industry, textile industry, information technology industry. Among them, emerging industry, information technology emerging industry, which is also known as the sunrise industry. The countries in which iron and steel industry is located are the Germany, USA, Japan, Russia. Textile industry is concentrated in India, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. The major hubs of the information technology industry are the Silicon Valley of Central California and the Bangalore region of the India. These are the regions. Then iron and steel industry. Like other industry, iron industry to compromise various input, process and output. This is a feeder industry whose products are used as a raw material for the other industry. The inputs for the industry include raw materials such as iron ore, coal, limestone, along with labor, capital, site, and other infrastructure. The process of converting iron ore into steel involves many stages. The raw material is put in the blast furnace where it undergoes smelting. It is then refined. The output obtained is steel, which may be used by other industry as a raw material. So iron and steel industry, these are the other industry where industry raw materials such as iron, coal and limestone are changed into the other. Smelting, which is the process which metal are extracted from their ores by hitting the melting point. Steel is a tough and it can easily be stupid cut out made of the wire. Special alloys of steel can be such as the aluminum, nickel and the copper. Alloys give steel unusual hardness, toughness or ability to resist rust. Steel is often called the backbone of the motor industry. Almost everything we use either made of iron, steel or has been made with tools and machinery of these metals. Ships, trains, trucks and the autos are made largely of steel. Even the safely springs and the needles you are used made of steel. Wires, belts are related with steel machinery. Steel pipeline transport wall. Minerals are mined with the steel equipment. Farms machine are mostly steel. Large buildings have steel framework. Before 1880, iron and steel industry was located where raw materials, power supply and the running water were easily available. Later, the ideal location for industry was near coal fields and close to the canals and the railways. After 1950, the iron and the steel industry began to be located on a large areas of flat land areas, seaports. And this is because by this time, steel work had become very large and iron ore had to be imported from overseas. In India, iron and steel industry has developed, taking advantage of raw materials, cheap labor, transport and market. All the important steel producing centers such as Bhilai, Durgapur, Kanpur, Jamshedpur, Rourkela, Bokaro are situated in the region that is spread over the four states: West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha and the Chhattisgarh, Bhadra and the Vijayanagar in Karnataka, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, Salem in Tamil Nadu are other important steel centers utilizing local resources. Next was Jamshedpur. Before 1947, there was only one iron and steel plant in a country, Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited. It was privately owned. After independence, the government took the initiative and set up several iron and steel plants. TISCO was started in 1907 at Sagachaki near the confluence of the river Swarnreka, which is in Jharkhand, and the Kharia in the Jharkhand. Later on, the Sagach it was renamed as Jamshedpur. Geographically, Jamshedpur is the most conveniently situated iron and steel center in the country. Sagachi was chosen to set up the steel plant for the several reasons. This place was only 30 km away from the Kalamati station on the Bengal-Nagpur railway line. It was close to the iron ore, coal and the manganese deposit as well as to Kolkata, which provided a large market. Disco gets coal from the Jharia coal fields and iron ore, limestone, dolomite and the manganese from the Odisha and Chhattisgarh, the Kharia and Swarnreka rivers ensured sufficient water supply. Government initiative provided adequate capital for its later development. In Jamshedpur, several other industry plants were set up after that. They produced chemicals, locomotive parts, agriculture equipment, machinery, templates, cable and the wire. The development of the iron and the steel industry opened the doors to rapid industry development in India. Almost all sectors of the India industry depended heavily on the iron and steel industry for their basic heavy on infrastructure. The Indian iron and steel industry consists of large integrated steel plants as well as the mini